to Champlain Park High School for the Section 5 3A volleyball semifinals. Our first semi tonight matches the number 3 seed Osseo against the number 2 seed Totino-Grace. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Andy Gugasberg. And Andy, these teams played back in mid-September. It was a while ago, but very, very close match. Grace pulling it out in 5. Coming in, this one looks like it has a possibility of being real close either way.
It's going to be a great match tonight. We got 4 teams here tonight playing for a shot in the section final. Last time these 2 teams played, it went 5. TG pulling off the great win. Both teams are finally healthy again. Osseo has run a table once they've actually gotten everybody where they need to be. Look for them to come out strong with big hitters at the pins. Look for TG to come out with a heavy dose of Schiller and a whole lot of supporting cast coming at us.
Osseo somewhat fortunate maybe to be here. They were playing their rival Maple Grove in the quarterfinals. Maple Grove not only won the first 2 sets, but then in set 4 they were up 24-20. Somehow this Osseo team came off the deck in that one.
I'll tell you what, just talking to Quan before the match, he told us that match right there, he couldn't watch the last 6 points of set 4. From 24-19 to 26-24, big win for Osseo, and then they were able to roll to 5. They're lucky and fortunate to be here, but they put in the work to get here, so they and Totino-Grace are both alive, as Quan put it, a chip in a chair, ready to go for that shot at the section championship.
The Eagles beat Mounds View in the quarterfinals. It was a sweep, but they said that Mounds View played very well, gave them a challenge, and you know that you like to get that to be ready for the semifinal.
Absolutely true. The one thing you don't want getting into a semifinal is a quarterfinal match you can sleep through. But the way that Totino, even though, like you said, it was a sweep, they were pushed in all 3 sets and had to play great volleyball in order to win. That gets them ready for a match tonight against a Osseo squad that's ready to go on neutral floor, which is always fun.
Of course, we've got a lot of great players in this one. We're going to pick out a couple to talk about, starting with Osseo and Shia Sanders trying to close her career in style.
Shia Sanders is one of those players that is just a joy to watch. She plays with such passion and so much fun. I still remember, I don't even remember what gym we were in, she hit a shot on a second contact that she had no business even knowing she was getting the ball. Pure athleticism, pure joy to watch her play, and we're going to get to see it again tonight.
Yeah, the winning point in that Maple Grove match in the quarters. And for Totino-Grace, you mentioned her. Hope Schiller is definitely somebody that every team that plays the Eagles knows all about and will try to slow down a little bit.
Hope Schiller is the type of player that can take you out of your game from any position, doing any skill. She's got a wicked serve. She's one of the best attackers in the state. Definitely one of the top 4 or 5 kids in the state this year, especially in a very talented senior class. Look for her to score from the left, from the back row. They'll get her the ball whenever they're in trouble, and she's going to find a way to get points. What you want to do if you're Osseo is kind of limit what the other athletes can do.
All right, should be a great match. The winner goes on to the championship on Saturday to take on either Champlain Park or Blaine. Stay tuned, the Orioles and the Eagles. Volleyball action up next.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
Welcome back here to Champlain Park. A lively crowd on hand already for this one, the first of 2 here in the semifinals. We'll have the second one for you as well, Champlain Park Blaine. As the Rebels fans, a lot of them are already here. They're the top seed. They're fired up, and they are in the house already here on Thanksgiving, or excuse me, Halloween week. Teams being introduced to the crowd right now, and we'll take a look at our starters for this first semifinal, starting with Bill Kwan's Osseo Orioles. Shia Sanders, Hannah Pekarik, Christina Bowe, Emily Carmen, Natasha Gachaba, setters Ellie Hoyt, and Kelly Auer is the libero for Osseo. And for Totino-Grace and Kayla Cole, here's their lineup. Hope Schiller, Jalen Rios, Izzy Summers, Libby Cruiser, Eliza Dolly, Sarah Kastenmeyer, and Maddie Krahler for Totino-Grace. their first season in the Northwest Suburban Conference during the regular year, so they have played the rest of these teams in Section 5 on a more regular basis now. See how things shaped up. Just the one minor upset, if you want to call it that, by the seeding. Blaine knocking off St. Michael Albertville, but otherwise the top 3 seeds are here in this semifinal round. The championship Saturday night at 7 o'clock. That is at a predetermined neutral site, which is Anoka High School. Probably some nerves here, certainly, Andy, and it'd be interesting to see how we get off to, what kind of start we get off to, and how important that ultimately becomes in the match. Some nights it seems like you get off to a great start and it carries you all the way through, but we've seen obviously other times where that hasn't been the case at all.
Absolutely true. You want to start out strong, you want to start out fast. You know, both teams have set their lineup such that their big hitters are in the front row to start. With that going on, we're going to see Sanders, a heavy dose of Sanders coming, and I believe a heavy dose of Schiller as well. You don't want to get your big kids to the back row and then be down 3 or 4 by the time they get back up to the front row.
There's a look at Bill Kwan, and didn't hesitate to tell us that, yeah, we're kind of lucky to be here, really. Maple Grove had us, but they were able to wiggle their way out of it, and he said one of the top 5 most stressful matches he's been a part of.
Yeah, it was a great match over in Osseo last week. Heavily fought. Feel bad for the Maple Grove Crimson as their season came to an end with options to win, but very excited for this Osseo squad, given another chance in the section semifinals. Seat at the table, and we'll see what happens. Already got some rowdy fans going on, like that at this point in the season. It's probably one of my favorite things about the state tournament itself is the crowd itself and the way the student section gets going. Always some good-natured ribbing going back and forth. Every once in a while, the student section will cross a line, and then we'll go from there. Here we see the Totino head coach in her first year, Kayla Cole. Been all over the Metro, both as a player and as a coach. Found a home here, and from talking to the parents of the Totino-Grace Eagles, they love her as a coach, they love her more as a person, and she's got her girls ready to play.
Ellie Hoyt will serve it up for Osseo, and we're underway in our first semifinal, and it is just long serving error to start it out, and Grace gets on the scoreboard first as Izzy Summers checks in.
One of the nervous things about being that first server, you got seems like forever before we get going.
Hoyt setting it for Sanders, puts it away, and Osseo quickly evens it up.
Bill Kwan's offense doesn't really rely on 3 hitters in specific positions. They just put athletes in positions to score. It's kind of fun to watch.
Anna Pekarik the serve here for the Orioles. Schiller getting the ball back, but dug up. Bow going down the line and puts it away for the Orioles.
Nice set outside, middle a little late closing the block. Right side block has to move in to take that away, and Tina Bow goes down the line. Ollie with the one-handed set.
White will come to Sanders, and that one is blocked. Schiller was there, and Summers ranging over from the middle.
Good looking block there by the Eagles. Sanders all smiles, knowing that she'll get another shot here relatively quickly.
Nicole Gagnon in to serve here for Grace. And they come back to Bow and finds plenty of open court in the middle there for the Orioles. They go back in front.
Tina Bow goes up, goes over the top of the block. That's why there was so much real estate for them to cover. That's a big swing from the sophomore.
Dug up here deep, and now Bow will get another opportunity, but Schiller able to dig that one. And off of the block of Bow and wide, so the Eagles even things up at 3.
Dolly gets a nice set here on the back set, goes off. Tina Bo's hands for the score. Interesting story about Dolly. She's played libero up until August 20th when the coach asked her to try setting and hitting some right side, and is doing a really nice job for the Eagles since that moment.
Schiller serve off the tape and down. 4-3 Grace.
It's a neutral court, but Schiller gets the home court bounce there off the top of the net. Nice serve from her, leaving her hand with a nice float to it. Very calm from behind the service line. Tends to put her team in pretty good position.
Another pretty strong serve now. Sanders will get a crack at it. They will set Schiller in the back and right on target.
Looks like we had a miscommunication with the back row from Osseo trying to figure out who's going to cover that right sideline. Schiller sees the opening and takes advantage. Serving for the third time now.
They'll come middle to Bo and unable to dig that one up as Kraler, so Osseo stems the tide there and pulls back to within a point.
Tina Bo, high ball in the middle, double block, no answer there. As Sanders going to go back to the line here to serve.
Eagles come middle with it that time for Dolly. And Gachaba denied by Summers, the sophomore, getting up for Grace.
Summers does a nice job being patient here, getting her eyes on Gachaba, and then dropping that right hand in order to take away the seam that she wanted to hit.
They'll go to Bo again. Schiller, though, calmly gets the good pass away.
Double contact on Ruska there. Osseo running a 5-2 rotational setup where their setters sub in for each other. We got a front row setter and a back row setter to keep Sanders on the court for all 6 rotations.
3-point Grace lead as Summers serves again. Bo has that one denied, and Grace looking pretty solid early on here with an 8-4 lead.
Maybe some nerves on the Osseo side here. They look a little discombobulated. We'll see how they recover.
They'll come right side with it. Played off the ceiling. Can they recover and get it over? No. As Dolly ultimately gets the point there for the Eagles. And now Bill Kwan needs a timeout. Grace fans are excited. 9-4 lead here for Totino-Grace.
Really a nice start for Totino-Grace. They're playing calm, they're playing collected. They got their big gun in the back row and are able to extend their lead at this point. Right now, Kwan and the Orioles trying to calm back down and remember what got them here. Good first touches, able to run their offense. As we can see here, a reminder that they're no stranger to being down. Down 2-0, down 24-19 in the fourth. They know how to win when it counts. Although I'm sure if you ask Bill, he goes a little bit gray every time they get in these types of situations. Talking to the squad right now about just, hey, we know how to do this. Let's trust our system. What got us here is what's going to get us to the W. Grace on the other side, all smiles, all excited, everybody playing together, doing what it takes to win.
Looks like the Eagles aren't forcing things here really early either. They're not trying to be spectacular. They're taking things there and doing a good job at it.
Absolutely true, Jay.
That pass off target and no chance for Ruska to get to it. So the Eagles going to double digits now at 10-4 as Summers back to serve again. Bo able to get a reach on that one and wipe it off the blocker. There was a tough angle for her to have, but still got it done.
Yeah, Picard gets the great pass there. We run a 32, which is a little inside set to try and do something different with the block, and it worked.
That hit from Cruiser dug up, and there's Schiller getting down to dig that ball, and we had double contact called there against the Eagles.
Great dig by Schiller right there to dig that ball up, swung on down the line. Good defense so far from both sides. Serve receive leaves a little bit to be desired, but we are early, and that is part of the nerves as we start the match.
Bo too strong with that one. 11-6 Totino-Grace. Rios coming back in off the bench. Dolly will serve here for the Eagles. Chaba in the middle has it blocked. Orioles recover though. And then wiped off the block, so Osseo getting a much needed point right there.
So Carrick's made a career of using blocks and does it again right there. Inside trap set, throws it off the hands, deep cross.
Power with the serve, they barely get to it. Cross court, Bo trying to handle that one, but cannot do so. Point for the Eagles.
Kassemeyer re-entering the game here to serve.
5-point lead for Grace.
Tight.
Yeah, tough ball. Fortunate to recover there, the Orioles. And we had a net violation here against Totino-Grace as Cruiser into the net.
Once around, we're back to the beginning. Grace up 12-8 after 6 rotations.
Hoyt serving here for Osseo, and it's a bullet, but handled. And then put away by Cruiser.
Cruiser does a great job here getting available on the back set. We'll get another look at it. Dolly, who leads the back set right into Cruiser's hands, who goes into the seam to score in that 1-6.
Trailer serving here for Grace, goes short with it. Osseo scrambling. Bull gets it to scrape over the net. Now Schiller didn't really have her feet under her there and tried a roll shot that didn't pay off.
Tries to find a way to get the ball over the net and keep them uncomfortable, but out of system hitting error. Those will come back to haunt you sometimes.
Herrick with the serve here for the Orioles. Here's Schiller, denied by Sanders, but a good recovery behind her. Now Bo swinging away and delivers for Osseo.
Part of the Osseo offense is this ball right here, where the ball is dug directly to the outside hitter. Instead of using the setter to take the second contact, Bo has the option to either swing or set up a hitter for the third there, and she decides to swing to score. Pass too tight. Dolly goes back row violation.
Just like that, Osseo back to within 2 now as Pekarik trying to tighten it even further here in this first set. And punch too long, timing not there. Summers drills it way out of the court, 13-12.
Just like that, we got us a good ball game again at 13-12. The Eagles getting a little tense. It's amazing what happens in this set so far with serve receive. The team that passes well wins the point in a hurry. If they don't pass well, then we get into trouble and our hitters get uncomfortable. That's why we're sitting at 13-12 right now. It's not a smooth game for either side right now. I don't think either side feels really comfortable with the way they're playing. Both sides are capable of better volleyball, and hopefully we start to see it here pretty quick.
That's been a little hit and miss so far, no doubt. There have been times when things have looked fairly good, but then not as much for the other side. And that, you know, sometimes it comes down to mistakes more so than just what you do well, too.
Absolutely true. You know, it's they say that every point actually ends on a mistake, and there's truth to that. But it's easier to make a mistake when somebody hits the ball really hard, compared to a serve here that isn't really that much pace to it. But Totino seem to be having a lot of problems passing this ball.
And that will be the case again here as Kraler spraying that one into the bleachers. So 13 apiece now as Osseo fights back. They've trailed most of the way.
Kraler just takes her eye off the ball there, as we can see, and the ball continues to float on her, leading to the ace.
And too strong this time from Pekarik, but did put together a good run. And now the Orioles down 1. Gagnon will come back in to serve here for Totino-Grace.
See how Osseo handles the pass here. Quite well by Auer. Antenna violation on Bo's attack there. Puts Totino up by 2.
Gagnon, the left-hander, serving for Grace. Wait for Sanders, couldn't quite tip it over. She was on the way down there.
There was a little miscommunication as to what she was supposed to be running there. Looked like Sanders was running a little bit further away from Hoyt than what Hoyt set her. Quick with the handle.
Sanders.
That ball was right.
Firing, nice dig by Kastenmeier though. But ultimately the Orioles will take it as Carmen Crew getting it done.
Carmen does a great job staying eyes on the other side of the net on the hitter that's going to do something with it. The setter dump comes over and she's in a great position there to send it back.
Ashton serving, and it's going to be an ace. Caught quite a bit of net there, but it works out.
Good serving specialist substitution there. Ashton comes in and gets the ace right off the bench, coming again here.
And they will go back to Schiller, and that's, you need a big point, and they need to stem the tide. That's where they're often going to look.
You see here, Gachaba staying in the middle, late to close the block on the outside, kind of leaving Sanders out to dry by herself there. Schiller's going to be tough to stop one-on-one all night.
Sanders getting a swing on the back set and puts it away. Not a real easy ball to pass there, and it didn't look, as smooth as you'd like, but they got it done in the end.
Sherman's just mismatched on the outside over there. Sanders has her by about a foot when they're both jumping.
Tough ball to handle there, and we're going to be tied up. Back row attack called again there as pass tight to the net. Sanders trying to give Osseo the lead. This time a much better pass. It took over the block, but well read by Picard. Cross court but wide. Bo was trying to be too fine, really cutting that ball at a sharp angle.
Bo gets a set she doesn't really like, and again, I'm amazed at the amount of times high school players will take a bad set and try and make a miracle out of it.
Going to be too strong off the right hand of Sherman, so now tied up at 18.
Sherman looking for hands there, misses the tool opportunity. Great blocking and great defense so far by the Orioles after the tough start.
Oh, with a short serve, Schiller just getting underneath it. Here's Gachaba. Yeah, nice dig to keep it alive for Grace. Now Pekarik denied. Osseo scrambling. And that ball attacked by Cruiser. Point for Osseo. Coach Cole up questioning that a little bit.
She's questioning the non-double call, which I agree with the official on. It's the call after that, whether that ball was over or it was a back row attack from the setter. Was the question. Actually, the setter's front row there. That's a tight call either way. Regardless, we're tied. 19-19.
Yeah, Bo too long with that serve. So even up again, Dolly will serve here for Totino-Grace. Ruska coming to Gachaba and mishits that one. So the Eagles back in front now, and they reach 20.
Sanders has the calm demeanor right now that you really look for in a senior leader. She's doing a great job just helping her team stay positive. Post error.
Pekarik trying to hit that back line. Didn't miss by a lot, but it was just long. Timeout, Osseo.
Another timeout here for Bill Kwan. Kind of had them up early, and then we've been tight ever since about 12s or 13s, I think. And it's good volleyball. We're back to the point where we want to be, where teams are doing the right things and scoring, earning points, rather than doing the wrong things and giving away points. Good volleyball here. Again, we're talking about the serve and pass battle. If Totino serves a ball that Osseo can't handle, they get the free ball back and are able to do what they want. If, however, they're able to handle that first contact, they have options and good things seem to be happening for Osseo. We'll see who takes advantage right here off this timeout.
Dolly getting set to serve again with a 2-point lead.
I remember coaching Dolly when she was about 10 years old down in Burnsville, and she's matured into quite a nice young player here.
Ruska coming outside for Pekarik, dug up nicely by Schiller. Oh, good pass there. And they just able to get through that one as Dolly getting down on the court. Pushed over in the middle, chance for Grace here, but blocked by Pekarik. Cruiser denied.
Dolly kind of gives away where she wants to go with this ball. Gachaba and Pekarik do a great job of closing. The ball goes right into Pekarik's hands, 20-21.
Great effort. Schiller keeps it alive, but then Dolly hits the ceiling with it, so even up at 21 apiece. And now timeout for Grace.
I love our serve. She's one of few kids in the high school in the state of Minnesota that has that aggressive jump top spin, and hits it with great consistency. A lot of coaches are going to kill that early in the season and say, you know what, it's too high air, it's too high risk. Our is able to control it, and not only control it, but put it where she wants to every time. It's a great serve, has put teams out of system all season long, and we're seeing it again now. We got off this timeout. We're going to see the same thing we saw last time, right? Who wants to take care of this first ball? We saw early and even late in the set here, Sanders calming her team down, and if we look over, we see Schiller kind of talking to her teammates right now, giving them the same thing. Hey, we got this. We know how to play. Just stick a pass. Let Dolly run our offense. Everybody's in a pretty good place. Easier said than done with the nice serve coming from Auer here.
Auer, another tough serve that they just get to. Ruska coming middle with it.
Great dig.
Sherman sends it over.
On two for Bo.
And they weren't sure, both Dolly and Sherman starting to go for it, then hesitating.
Great aggressive swing. That's a great pickup by the libero, and some miscommunication leading to a kill statted for Bo. Or Pekarik, excuse me.
Auer, another good serve, and reaching out for it was Dolly as Trailer was behind her. 2-point lead now, Osseo. Sherman, they were a little off on their timing, her approach. She had to halter approach and then try and knock it over, and now a set point here for Osseo. Auer comes short with it. Now Schiller firing away, but Auer's there. Ruska makes a long run though, and they'll give Grace a good opportunity here. Out to Sanders.
Nice dig by Dolly. Gets it back in. Net violation on Pekarik.
Wow, what a point. Grace. It looked like that one was going to be down, but eventually they stuck with it, and Osseo called into the net, so the Eagles have life again. Kastenmeier will serve down by 2. And Pekarik puts it away for Osseo, and they rally to take this first set. Orioles 25, Eagles 22 with a good comeback.
Great serve, hanging the 2-ball in the middle for Pekarik, and the block didn't quite know where she was. Identification error right there on the blocker's vision. Pretty good volleyball for the first set. We see right here, the middle looking at the setter, having no idea where Pekarik is. Just a little bit of training. I'm sure that'll be a cue that's taken care of between sets. She's had pretty good eyes most of the set, just missed it on that one. Crowd is lively, everybody seems to be into it, and we're good for break here, so we'll see you after a little bit.
Welcome back here to Champlin Park. Osseo rallying to win the first set over Totino-Grace here in our first semifinal, 25-22. And sometimes you kind of wait in the weeds and jump in at the end, and that's what it felt like for Osseo. They trailed most of the way.
They sure did, but again, just Quan gets his kids to never give up, to play every point like it matters, and they all do, and we see at the end of a set, they're able to push ahead and hold on for that win. Ours from behind the service lane was cold as ice. It was beautiful to watch.
Kastenmeyer serving as we begin our second set here. Again, the winner plays Champlin Parker Blaine in the final Saturday at Anoka. Here's Pekarik, and that one will be wide off the block attempt.
Again, just athletes in the air. The middle wasn't anywhere near that play. We were able to see the high set to, I believe it was Bo there to finish the point off.
Schiller sending it over. Here's Bo, cross court and down.
Credit the assist to Auer there, takes the free ball here. Schiller sends over the free ball to Auer. Auer goes straight to Bo. Is able to go up and cross. Nice one.
And a serving error by Pekarik will get Grace on the scoreboard. Here's Libby Cruiser to serve now for Totino-Grace. Wait, coming outside to Bo, and she'll put it away.
Bo goes up over the block, down the line. Dowling in a good position, but that ball just hit too hard.
Ashton serving here for Osseo, leading it 3-1 early in the second. Pekarik's pass, a tough one to get to, and they're up into the crowd there.
Good hustle right there for the Orioles. Never give up. Ashton able to get a hand on it. And two players following. You love to see that. That's team defense. That'll pay dividends. Delay at the scorer's table there as they weren't able to get the sub.
Magnan to serve here for the Eagles. Their team down a point early in set two.
And a 2-ball.
And Bo wiping it off the block and scores again for Osseo. They go up 4-2.
That high ball in the middle, they've got to get more than two hands on it if Totino wants to slow this down. That's the fourth kill out of service with that set. Needs to be adjusted.
Sanders serving here for Osseo, and it is too strong.
Sanders goes for the edge and just misses.
Sherman comes back in for Grace. Schiller will serve. Bo backpedaling to play that one. Ruska sends it over. Off the block and the kill for Summers.
Summers on the slide there. It's a good looking play. off one leg, comes in, cuts it inside. Gachaba's late getting her right hand over. Good kill for the Eagles.
Bow once again up and over the block. Gets the serve back. Osseo up by a point.
Pekarik handles the serve very well. We got 2 hitters up, both kind of on the same spot on the net. They set the higher ball to Bow. Bow takes advantage of it.
Sherman off the block. Now Gachaba will put it away. Oh, I'm sorry, net violation on Gachaba.
That's the call. I don't know if that was the ball or the net. Gachaba was called in the net, though.
And that serve is good. Pekarik hoping that it was going to be wide. It was close, but it lands on the court. So the Eagles now take the lead off that ace by Kraler. And Pekarik back-to-back. Troubles on the serve receive.
Out of serve receive, they're going to pass 2 here.
And Pekarik will get the kill. That's a good, quick way to forget about a couple of mistakes.
Sure is. Interesting there. Pekarik goes off the top of the block, down the line for the point.
There's Auer with a strong serve again. How they close set 1. And here's Pekarik. Another big swing there from the left side, and Osseo evens things up.
Pekarik forgets about those 2 errors with 2 really nice swings to get herself back on and get her team tied back up 7-piece.
Sanders getting to it. Harmon is denied, and then the second time, Cruiser makes sure that it's not coming back.
Cruiser just goes up angry and gets this ball here. Good closed fist to the, trying to go to the deep 1. Sanders tries to get a handle on it, not quite.
Dolly to serve with her Eagles leading now 8-7. Cross court, but sprayed wide there by Carmen. So Grace up by 2.
And for Pekarik coming into the middle here on that high ball again. Nope, nope. High and outside.
Here's Schiller off the net. Ruska, tough ball to handle. Might have been better off just trying to play that one over, I think.
I think so too. Tried to be a little bit too fancy there. Let the ball go there. Live to fight another day.
Harmon will push it deep to the corner, but Schiller runs it down. Sherman off the block, and then Carmen able to tip it over. Sherman tipping middle, but Sanders is there. And Pekarik deep to the corner.
Net violation.
Yep, on Grace anyway, so.
Good dish by Ruska here. Pekarik goes up. I think she may have it. Well, might have been in anyway, but we got a net violation to kill the play before we get there.
Here's Hoyt to serve. Harmon unable to close the block in time and make it a 11-8 lead now for the Eagles.
Kastenmeier back to serve.
Harmon has to tip over, and then Dolly able to put it down. Oh, I'm sorry. Net violation against Grace. Their fans and Coach Cole not so sure about that.
We'll see here. She's definitely in the net, but I think the ball's down by the time she goes. That's a tight call one way or the other. Either way, it's Osseo's point. Pekarik back to serve.
And it'll wind up as an ace as Kastenmeier not able to get that pass cleanly to the setter. So Osseo right back to within 1. Kakarek long with that one. Eagles up by 2 as Summers comes back in. Serving here is Cruiser.
Surprised we haven't heard Schiller's name more this early in set 2.
Sanders a misfire there on a tough one. They weren't quite in rhythm with that one. So 13-10 Totino-Grace. Middle for Sanders, tipping over the block, and the Eagles almost recover to keep the ball in play, but Rios sending it wide.
Rios with a little bit of a freak out there after the second contact, knowing she had to go over with it, sends it a little strong. Ashton to serve here.
They'll come to Schiller. Nice dig by Ashton, and now Bo gets a swing.
Rios out to Schiller, off the block and down.
14-11 now for Totino-Grace. They were in a similar spot in the first set, and they weren't able to close the deal, though, as Osseo rallied strong late. Gagnon serving here for the Eagles.
Put a good run together in the first set. We'll see if she can go on another one here. Back to Sanders. Great swing. Hoyt gets pulled all the way across the net and then throws that ball back to Sanders, who takes care of the great set. And now to serve.
And that'll be an ace as Kastenmeier has it crawl up her arm. So the Orioles to within 1.
Lift is the call. 14-13.
Cross for Schiller. Tipping, and now Bo will attack that second ball and puts it away.
Bo on 2 for the second time tonight. Great dig. Bo kind of running inside out to hit that ball. Line's pretty much all she's got there and able to take it. Sanders serving again.
They'll come for Schiller. Howard digging. Schiller then denied by Ruska.
Schiller's going to want to take the ball somewhere other than down that line. She's taken it about 6 times, and they've all been dug. She's got to try and get the 5-6 seam or someplace else on the court. Line is not open for her right now.
Bo cross court with it. Kastenmeier trying to keep that ball up, but couldn't control it. Orioles 15, Eagles 14. Timeout, Totino-Grace.
Good cross-court swing. Bo's able to kind of go outside her body. I think she wanted that ball a little further out, but is able to get long arm to it. Excited with the Ruska to get that ball and get the kill out of it. I'm telling you, this is just great fandom right here. I love the fact Champlin's fans are here with the USA theme going on. I think we got TG and Togas over there. Gonna be a whole lot of crazy. See, and there are certain things that I'm glad I'm not a Totino-Grace student for, because I don't wear a toga well, so I'm really quite excited that that's not happening back at my school.
I'm not so sure that is an Osseo.
Oh, is that the Osseo? Oh, it is the Osseo section. They just seem to be cheering really well. Did Totino bring a fan section? Oh, they're right in front of us here. All the parents are, at least. A couple kids floating around. Good stuff.
Sanders will serve. Her team has just surged into the lead here by a point and already up 1-0. Here's Schiller, but Auer digs that one. Bo has to lean back and able to drop it in. Did a good job of recognizing that she was not going to have a lot of chance to do a lot with this one, but still kept it in play.
And Ruska sets it a little bit past her there. She's got to stop and arch back to roll over. That's a good swing for her.
Sanders with the float there. Schiller, a rare miss hit for her and way too long, 17-14. You wonder if the Eagles are starting to feel the pressure a little bit here.
Good slide approach, that's gonna fall for the kill.
The sophomore Summers showing good poise here.
Summers does a great job getting behind the setter, running that off one leg again, and the cut inside the 10-foot line. Great swing for her, good timing, great location on the set as well.
Ruska will come to bowl, and she puts it away. Good effort, but Traylor couldn't dig that one up.
Good swing here cross court by Bow. Never give up over here by Schiller as she tries to chase it down. Does get a second touch, just not quite enough to bring it back into her teammates.
Bow with the serve. Schiller's pass just barely getting there. They're able to dig it up though on Gachaba, and ultimately Sherman gets the kill. Gachaba would like to have that one back again because it was a ball she could have put away.
And then the ball, Sherman does a nice job recognizing the right hand of Ruska isn't quite where it needs to be. She goes strong off that hand to score.
Outside to Pekarik off the block. Sherman blocked by Gachaba.
Gachaba does a great job getting her hands across the net there strong. Ball blocked right into her hands and no coverage for the Eagles there.
Auer serving, and she had such a great service run at the end of that first set.
Pulled up by Sanders.
Pekarik down the line, and it is good.
Great location of this set. Pekarik has about 2 feet of line, and she takes advantage of it. Going to get a timeout from the Eagles here. Coach Cole going to talk to her squad about probably making some adjustments there. Either that block has got to move over and take away the line, or we've got to get the middle back. We've got to get Schiller all the way over to that line ready to dig it. Osseo, when Schiller's in the front row, they're giving her that line, but Auer's just standing down on that deep sideline ready to pick up that hard-driven ball that goes to about 25 feet. That adjustment needs to be made one way or the other, either with the block or the dig for Totino at this point.
Osseo up by 4 here, and really would try and put some pressure on if they could pull out this second set as well after they came back to win the first, and probably, I think they would say, didn't play that clean of a set in the first set.
No, Quan said before we even started that they felt lucky to be here. I bet if you asked him after set 1 what his thoughts were, he'd have said the same thing. Lucky to get out with a win in that first set. They're playing much better this set. It helps that Totino's playing a little tight. We see here's a familiar scene. Auer behind the service line ripping a ball here.
Outside for Dolly. Auer digging it up. Oh, and the Eagles missed a chance to attack that one. Sherman. And the battle at the net won by Cruiser for Totino-Grace.
Dolly sets his ball high and outside. It goes off the block, sent back, and Cruiser's right there to take it.
Dolly serving, down by 3 points.
Tight set.
Pekarik, and it's off the ceiling as Traylor's pass would have been playable, but it just came down so much quicker than they were expecting.
Traylor lined it up well, just did a little too much arm work on that, popped that ball too fast to the ceiling.
Hoyt serving for Osseo, up by 4 again. Sherman on the outside. Bow able to get the pass, but Hoyt was turning and couldn't handle it cleanly.
Another one of those situations where setter's just trying to do a little bit too much. Hoyt right there probably should have just stayed on the ground, pushed it high and outside, or even to Bow in the back row there, and have them send the ball over. Trying to do too much with too little.
Kastenmeier serves for Grace. Hoyt to Carmen. Dolly able to dig it up. Hoyt will come out to Pekarik this time on the left. Kastenmeier the dig. Here's Schiller and able to squeak that one through the block.
Schiller decides to go cross there, goes in between the two blockers here. I think she caught the backhand. Yeah, catches Carmen, who pops it back, and then it goes into the back of Sanders' hands.
Long run for Hoyt. We'll have to push that one over. Grace an opportunity here, but net violation.
I believe it was a double contact.
Oh, you're right.
Call there. Yep. Tight officiating there. That's a tough call.
So Osseo gets kind of a free point there. They go up 22-19. Schiller a swing. Auer able to pass it. Bow off the block. Sanders trying to put that one down, but it didn't work out, and then tipped home.
Schiller just kind of pops that ball over where the block isn't in good enough position to get the kill in the point. 20-22.
Cruiser to serve here. Outside to Bow, and a little kick at there by Summers as it bounced off her head. So Osseo by 3.
She does a good job of pressing, but that ball just kind of pops into her hand, kind of loses control of where it is. Ashton to serve here, 23-20, Orioles.
They set it for Summers, and Osseo was in the net, so point for Grace. They're back to within 2, but they can't trade points any longer.
Grace is going to need a run here off Gagnon.
Pekarik struggling with that pass, but they get it over to Bow. Schiller leaning back. Osseo really scrambling. Bow pushes it over. Schiller rolling it right into the middle, and Grace is within 1.
Schiller making some changes here, going off speed to the donut. That ball falls in between 2 diggers. That line shot wasn't working. She's got other shots in her arsenal. It's nice to see her use them.
Gagnon the serve.
Go over the block again.
Tip to the middle. Bow just getting to it. Now Pekarik from the back row. Down the line and good. And Grace has tied it at 23. Dolly snuck it in.
Look at this bump back set to Dolly, who goes down line where there's no defender within 10 feet of this ball. That's a great spot for the sophomore. I got to be honest, I'm impressed with Totino's resiliency right now. They were down 23-21, couple big swings right there to get it tied at 23 apiece. We're going to see what happens here. We got 2 points to find out who the winner of set 2 is going to be. I was already starting to think about how our seniors Schiller and Kastenmeier going to handle what could potentially be their last set of volleyball, but they got other plans, I think, here, Jay.
They're kind of figuring Osseo sort of snuck in and took that first one away late, and they might do the same here.
Hey, we know how it's done. We've seen it happen to us. Let's go take one ourselves. Kwan's got his squad calmed down here. We'll see who what the serve receive route is. My assumption is look for Sanders or Bow to come in and hit that high ball in the middle. We haven't seen it much this set, and it worked so well for them in set 1.
Gagnon to serve again out of the timeout. 23-all.
2 ball to Bow.
And dug up by Kastenmeier. They'll come to
2.
Bow again. Cross court. It is good. Kastenmeier thought it was wide, but official was right on it. 24-23 Orioles.
Another dig to attack here. I think that ball was in. That's a great call by Candy.
Sanders serving. 3-ball chance here for the Orioles. A little collision. Ruska playing it over on the second ball there now. Schiller. Here's Bo having to reach back for that one. Dolly off the block and good, and Grace evens it back up, 24-all.
Schiller and Pekarik have played on the same club team for the last like 3 years, and you can tell it whenever Schiller wants to change her swing. Right there we see Dolly again equal to the task on the back set, tying this one up at 24. Schiller gonna have to do her damage from the service line now if she wants to see this one go 1-1.
And a big block by Summers, and Grace is in front. Timeout, Bill Kwan.
Summers just knows where this ball is going to be, lines herself up. Dolly comes to close to her, and it is clamped on. This is a great block. The press, Bo wanted to go hard cross. Summers was having none of it. That's a great block at a great time for the sophomore middle blocker. Right now, it's anybody's set. I know it's Totino's up 25-24. Bill Kwan has had his Osseo team in these situations too many times for them to just be done here and settle for a 1-1 split. We're going to come out hard, fast, and aggressive. We'll see what kind of serve. I believe Schiller's at the line right now. We'll see what kind of serve Schiller's got for us and go from there. And Sanders is still smiling. She might be the most upbeat kid I've seen. The opposite of Bo. Bo, in the 4 years I've been watching her play, I have never seen her smile. And I haven't seen Sanders not smiling this entire match. It's a good position for both of them to be in. Seems to be working for their team most of the time, although they're down 24-25 here.
Schiller looking for the win here for the Eagles. They'll come to Bo in the middle, puts it away, and as you said, not done yet. 25-all.
2-ball in the middle to Bo again, single block. It's a whole lot of court for Schiller to cover behind that block.
Bo with the serve. And put away by Summers. She's come up with some big points late.
Summers hangs back and hits the 9. The back set off 2 feet. She's used to hitting that slide tempo ball behind there, but she stays back there and hits the higher ball, giving her team the lead at 26-25.
Into the net, and Grace is going to pull it out. The Eagles even things up with a 27-25 win here in our second set. A scramble point, and Osseo was in trouble right from the get-go on that one.
It's a great serve. Serve passes tight to the net, into the net. Ruska can't do anything with it. Suddenly we're in trouble. We're in chaos. Dolly and Totino-Grace real excited right now after that come from behind win to go 27-25. We're tied at 1 set apiece here at Champlin. We'll be back in a bit.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
A close one so far. Osseo pulls out the first. Totino-Grace rallies to take set number 2. So we're evened up at 1 apiece here. The winner goes into the championship match Saturday at Anoka. And close as we expected so far here, Andy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Good volleyball on both sides. Limited errors. And on cue, Ellie Hoyt with the missed serve to start set 3. It's what she did to start set 1. It had a pretty good omen for them as they won the first set. Maybe that's part of the game plan, although I'm pretty sure Kwan wouldn't be okay with that as an intentional thing.
So 1-0 lead for Grace here. Outside for Schiller, and she scores it. 2-0 Eagles. I agree that they didn't go to her all that much in that second set.
That swing right there is probably the hardest she's swung at a ball. I got a good feeling she's ready to go to the section final. We may see a Tori Dixon-esque performance here. Burnsville, about 5 years ago, she just put her team on her back in the section semifinal and took them to a third or fourth place finish in the state. Great senior leadership. We'll see what Schiller's got again here. Equal to the task, McCarrick on the dig.
Sanders able to put it home for Osseo, so they quickly even things up at 2 apiece.
Sanders with the cross-court shot in between 2 diggers does a great job. That ball has eyes sometimes.
And double contact called there on the Eagles as McCarrick's tough serve ultimately led to that one. Orioles by a point. Side with it, but Hoyt passing that one. Sanders dumping it over with the left hand.
1-2.
Bo puts it away for Osseo. They lead 4-2.
Great dig, set by Sanders there. Bo takes that ball. I think that went between the blockers. Casimir was kind of in a tough spot there to dig that one.
Bo trying to put it away, but Dolly was ready. Summers. Back out for Bo, but right there was Kraler. Schiller denied by Carmen. Grace scrambling, and they get it over.
On 2.
Sanders wins the little joust at the net there for the Orioles, and they go up by 3.
Great ball, kind of gets up a little bit higher than Schiller. They're able to go over the top of her, catches her a little on the way down.
And a misfire there by McCarrick.
Dragging him into the game here. Really like the coverage by Totino on the Schiller swing in that last rally. Didn't win him the point, but does get him the belief that they can keep swinging hard.
Gagnon serving here. Hoyt coming outside to Bo on the left and gets it done. 6-3 Orioles.
Squeezed inside the antenna here. That's a tight set. Down the line, able to take it at about 12 feet. That's a big swing.
Ashton will serve here for Osseo. And good by Summers. No,
nope, just wide. Just wide by Summers. And she overran that set a little bit. Or it was set inside, depending on what the system is. Either way, error for the Eagles.
They'll come to Schiller this time, tipping over the block. Great effort by Hoyt to keep that ball up. But no matter, Dolly goes deep corner for the Eagles.
Dolly goes down line for the 4th time tonight. Not a big offensive threat. They got 3 players in the front row that can all do a lot of damage, so you can't really give Dolly the respect that you normally would in that situation. With as well as Summers is playing, you can't leave her one-on-one with the middle, so Dolly takes great advantage right there.
And Schiller follows it up with an ace, and just like that, Grace is back to within 2 points. Barely scrambling to get that one over. Had a lot of trouble with it again. Now Schiller rolling it to the middle. Tough ball there, and Sanders got it done. Did reach a long way for that one.
That ball is set outside the antenna. She brings it back in, cuts it inside the antenna, outside the left side blocker, and takes that ball to the 1 foot possible.
Coming out to Bo, and she puts it home. Osseo looking pretty sharp here in this 3rd, and they go up by 4. Nice
high ball set. Bo goes inside the block there again. Again, we're going to want to, the block needs to take away more than it's doing right now on both sides of the court. The block, when it gets there, is doing some really nice things, but there's a whole lot of space that isn't being covered by either a block or a defender.
Sanders too long with that serve, so Summers will serve now for Grace, down by 3. And there's Bo to put that one away. Summers attempting to use the foot block here. Not her knee, maybe it was actually.
Bo to serve.
4-point advantage here for Osseo. And Dolly calmly puts that one home. She was back out the net a little bit, but took what was there.
Good out-of-system swing here for Dolly, able to go deep cross court, and Sanders caught a little out of position. I think she was hiding behind the block there. She'll go back to serve.
Liza Dolly with her team down 10-7. Chaba able to push it over. Now Sherman for Grace. Scramble there. Gachaba sending it over. Back for Sanders. Dug up by Dolly though. Sherman trying to roll it. Gachaba the block. And here's Pekarik sending it too long. They're asking for a touch, but no.
Good rally, good calm play on both sides of the net. Pekarik wants to end the rally by going off the block and just misses hands.
Bauer not able to pass that ball, so Grace back to within a point at 10-9.
No lead is safe right now for either team.
But a serving error will give Osseo the point. There's Auer to serve for the Orioles. Sherman firing away, but Bo is there solid. And Schiller likewise on the other side. Here's Sherman. Pekarik has that one denied.
Ball set a little low for Pekarik right there. Does what she can to try and get a swing on it. Not quite over the net though.
Kastenmeier. Even things up for her team. Here's Sanders. Dug up nicely now. Schiller rolling it back deep. Sanders, ooh, and then slips down hard after a little miss hit. She's all right.
I think it was more pride than anything there. She kind of got herself in a bad body position. Ooh, she does catch something.
11-11 is Kastenmeier serving. Ruska, tough ball to handle there, and Pekarik, good body control. A lot of players probably would have wound up in the net on that one.
Ruska does a great job going up and getting this ball. Kind of sets it a 50-50 ball, partially over the net, and Pekarik goes up and drops that ball over. Hoyt drops a short one in.
Schiller has a block by Sanders, and Osseo leading by 2. It all started with a good serve by Hoyt.
Sanders does a great job delaying her block as Schiller's off the net there.
Another good serve, and Kastenmeier can't handle it. 14-11 lead for Osseo. Timeout, Kayla Cole.
We've covered Osseo, I believe this is either our 3rd or 4th time this year, and every time you talk to Bill Kwan, he talks about how their team serves aggressive. When they're winning, those serves are in. When they're losing, those serves are out. And that's what we're going to see all day. We see right here, we see Hoyt go in, serves tough, ball goes to the right of Kastenmeier, who doesn't get her hip around the ball. She gets her hip around that ball. It's going to be off the net, but they're going to be able to do something to it. She gets beat to her right, and the ball continues to fly into our cameraman. Good serving for the Orioles is what's got them this 14-11 lead. Passing seems to be going pretty well for them as well. And again, just calm demeanor on their side of the net. A little bit of tension, I think, on the Totino side as we look right now as they come off the timeout. Not quite sure who's going to handle what ball. Delt maybe creeping in a little bit. We'll see how these, how Kastenmeyer and Schiller, the two seniors on the squad, respond.
Here's Hoyt serving with a 14-11 lead. And off the block, record the kill for Cruiser.
Good one-tempo ball behind Dolly, delivers to Cruiser. The block's up late, good enough for the point and the side out.
Rayler serving here for Grace. And that one's sent way too long by McCarrick.
But Carrick from the right side over there from the one zone comes around and hits a 32 and just isn't able to catch up to it. Coming with the same route.
Sanders has it blocked by Izzy Summers.
Tied up at 14. Sanders coming in to hit a high 2 ball. Summers does a great job this time of sniffing it out, seeing it coming, and taking care of the block.
Here, collision for Osseo on the serve receive, but they'll get the point out of it. Tipped over by McCarrick.
McCarrick again, she's a little late on that 32, but able to see the court on the other side and tip it over the block and down.
McCarrick serving here for Osseo, leading by 1 now. They'll come to Summers, and it is wide.
Summers with a big swing there, just missing wide of the sideline. McCarrick got the Orioles up 2 here.
And a little miscommunication there as the pass wasn't a great one to start it, but Schiller and Dolly then almost ran each other off that one. So the Orioles take advantage. They go up by 3. Better pass this time around. Here's Schiller. Outside for Sanders. Adjusts well to that one. Auer not able to pass that one cleanly. Looks like she was really trying to be too perfect with this ball.
Right, instead of just getting her arms on it and popping it up, she tried to get it back into the center a little bit too much there. The Rio shot drops for a point.
Going to serve here for Grace, down by 2 points.
Good jump set right there.
Kastenmeyer digging it up, and now Dolly right side, cross court with it. It is good.
Dolly's got a whole lot of real estate to work with as Sanders is kind of tucked under the block there, and Dolly goes in front of the setter for the point.
Eagles looking to tie it up. Sanders, though, has other ideas and finds the corner.
Hanging 2 ball, she's moving from right to left. The only place she can go is to her left to Totino's right, and she buries it in the deep 1 corner.
Ashton serving here for Osseo. Schiller. McCarrick able to dig it up and then sent over. Schiller caught Osseo creeping up to the middle.
Great dig. Schiller, again, ball has eyes. McCarrick thought she was going to go to the 6. That ball is pushed to the 5. Great swing by Schiller. Gets her the serve with her team down 1.
To Bow and off the block. Summers that time just a touch late. And it's 19-17.
Summers up with the ball, just not quite as high as Bow. Bow goes off her hands. That ball's able to dribble off.
Sherman has to track it down, and then Schiller missed it. She was kind of eyeing the court where she wanted to go with that one, just to pry off it a little bit.
Ball wasn't set quite where she wanted it, wasn't able to keep her vision on the ball and the other side of the court. If that ball is set a little bit higher, she's got time to get vision on both and then do what she wants to do with the ball there. Kind of tried to do a little bit too much with too little, which has been a theme about 4 or 5 times tonight for both teams. You know, I got to be honest, the drive up from Burnsville is definitely worthwhile if we're going to see volleyball like this. Good, exciting volleyball. Teams are into it. Fans are into it. Refs are still into it. It's a good night for volleyball right now.
20-17, Osseo leading here in this third set. Each team is 1-1. The Orioles took the first. The Eagles grabbed the second. So crucial third. Obviously, you really put the pressure on that other team when you're able to pull that one out. Osseo's kind of been in control, but really, based on the way the first two have gone, that isn't necessarily where you want to be. It sounds like you'd obviously want to be up, but hasn't worked out for either the team that's had the lead for most of the sets.
I think, and again, we don't have the ESPN stat crew here, so I'll just guess that the team that's been the first to 20 lost the first 2 sets. I think that's an accurate statement. It's something close where the lead gets exchanged late to finish.
Sanders will serve it up here for the Orioles. Summers in the middle, tipping. Kachaba has that one blocked. This time they'll come across for Bow. Schiller gets there. Now Sherman. And finds an open spot cross court. Eagles to within 2.
Sherman hits the exact same spot that Schiller did just moments ago, it seems like, and Picarrett catches herself a little out of position, I think.
Schiller, a good pass there. Now Dowley will tip to the middle. Orioles scrambling. Bow cross court, and that's open. Similar spot the other way.
Exactly. Bow comes here, recognizes that Summers is a middle playing back row for that half rotation when she serves. And that's a great, great vision for her. Good to know who's on the other side of the net playing where. Open shot to score.
Bow with a strong serve. Dowley a swing, and it's going to be good as Sanders can't control it. Eagles fighting back again within 21-19.
Dowley hitting for a pretty high percentage right now this match. Doesn't get set that much, but when she does, good things are happening. High ball in the middle, dug up.
They're going to go to Sherman left side, and plenty of space in the middle there. Eagles within 1.
Good bump set there. Again, over the block, in the seam. Lack of movement from the back row defenders for Osseo.
Collision there, and Sanders couldn't get around her teammate Auer and punches it wildly into the Grace bench. Eagles have tied it up 21-all. Bill Kwan wants a timeout.
21-21. Just moments ago, it was 2017. Osseo was up, and now we're playing 1 game to 4 here. We'll see this last point again. Sanders gets caught trying to get around to Auer, and but the ball is set on the right side of Auer. It should have been set. A pipe set typically goes directly in the middle of the court at the 10-foot line. That ball was mishandled, and it's set to the right. So now Sanders has to come around, runs into Auer, and that leads us to the error we see. At this point, we're just going to play hard and fast and see who wants it more. Both sides kind of playing a little more tentative than I thought we'd see this late. Early in the match, when it was all Totino early in the first set, that's just nerves. We expect that. But at this point in the match, section semifinals, somebody's day is done. Somebody's season is done after this match. There's a couple kids on each side that have been playing a lot of volleyball who are going to have their high school careers ended. You want to play hard, fast, and get after it right here and right now.
Dowley serving, trying to put Grace back in front, where they have not been for a while. Picarrett, a strong swing, but Dowley digs that up. Schiller just barely getting him over as they had a miscommunication. Now Picarrett will put it home for Osseo. They go back up by 1.
Good swing by Pekarik. Again, block. Ball is set inside. The block doesn't close, and she goes in the seam down the line.
Our serving error there. I was just thinking to myself, there's nobody they'd rather have back there right now, but didn't work out this time.
Exactly. Auer, who's been rock solid all night long, misses at 22-21 to tie the game up. Kastenmeier back to serve, 22 apiece. Totino's got Schiller back in the front row where they want her.
Might have been headed out, but Bo plays it. Here's Schiller, and she will get the kill right on cue there. 23-22 Grace.
It's a great set all the way to the pin. That line shot that had been dug earlier, Auer doesn't get her hip around that ball and digs it into the stands. 23-22 Totino. Sanders is in left back right now. Osseo needs a side out to get her back in the front row, so they've got their great rotation, and they also have Hoyt at the service line at that point, who was able to get her team a couple points the last time she served. Sanders itching, smiling, all sorts of confidence for her teammates right now. She knows what we may not know, and that is the confidence that this Osseo team has. They've been in situations where they've been down for the last couple matches. Their match against Maple Grove, I keep going back to it. It takes fortitude to be down 2-0 and 24-19 and come back and win a match. They do a great job in that one. We'll see what they got here. They're down 23-22, tied up at one set apiece. Let's play volleyball.
Kastenmeier trying to keep the momentum going post timeout here for Totino-Grace. And nearly receiving here there for Osseo. Now it's Pekarik off the ceiling and down, and Osseo will tie things up as Trailer not able to control that one. Got it straight up, but straight up into the ceiling, and they couldn't play the carom.
It's the fourth time the ceiling's been in play tonight. Osseo tied up. They got Sanders back in the front row. Let's get a gun show going here.
Here's Schiller rolling it to the middle. Pekarik got to it. Wow. See if Grace, though, can keep the point to their advantage. Schiller's going to get another try, and it is blocked by Sanders. Osseo back in front.
Schiller's committed to go play at Concordia, and George and Brady are over there shaking their head positively after that swing. You want to see your gun go for it, even if she misses.
And that ball's good for an ace from Hoyt. The Eagles hoping it was going to be wide, but it is not. And Osseo close it out 25-23, and another thriller here in the third set. We'll come back with our fourth in just a moment. Osseo has now gone in front 2-1 here in the Section 5 semis on 12 Sports.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
Great match so far here. Osseo has just gone in front 2-1, but still plenty to go here as we can look at the ace that ended this third set. Tough one to let drop if you're Grace. They're hoping, they're thinking, and no, it's in. Good look at it there, clearly in the court.
I like the sell from the right side, though. Great sell over there by Cruiser, going, no, that ball had to be out. I don't mind that. That's a tough ball to let go. If you're a senior, you want to make sure you're playing the tight ball. As they say, winners want the ball in those types of situations. Right now we have Osseo up 2-1. And Totino's going to serve here, I believe. Yep, there's Kastenmeier, the one who watched that ball at the end, going to start us off fresh here.
All three sets have been close enough that I don't think we can start to pencil this in as a win for whoever won that third one, though.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Kassenmeyer coming back, coming big with the ace right there.
Fans from the next match are all here now too, so this crowd has grown quite a bit since the start. Here's Schiller and hammers that one home down the line. The Eagles are excited.
Block has readjusted here, and now that line is open for Schiller to swing at, and she does a great job for the second swing in a row, even though we had a little break there in between them.
Hoyt setting it for Sanders. Dug up though by Dolly. And then a lift call there against Osseo. Boy, I think Sanders and her teammates thought, okay, this one's in the book, or that's a kill. But
Absolutely.
not quite.
Absolutely. Ball comes back over. Mishandled. Tight call there again.
Pekarik has it blocked. Cruiser was there.
Big swing here by Pekarik. Great close on the block, and the coverage is watching.
Pekarik misfired down the line. 5-0. This is the first time in any of the sets that either team has gotten off to this kind of a start.
Right, this and fast. I mean, we're not playing long rallies that end up with Totino getting the point. I mean, it's one, maybe two swings per rally, and we're at 5-0 already here in set 4.
And a serving error from Kassenmeyer will get Osseo on the scoreboard. You have to wonder if they started to relax a little and think, we took the third, we're pretty good now, and they've got some work to do to get back into this one. And macro attack called there against the Eagles, so 5-2. Here's Pekarik. Now Pekarik will push it to the outside. Sanders has to send it over. Mix up there for the Eagles. Bow with a good chance. Kassenmeyer, though, did a good job to dig it up, and they'll get it over. Sanders off the block, recovers to play it. Now Bow reaching back, and double contact there.
It's a tight call. Dug by Sanders. Pekarik handles. Ball is called a double contact. I'm not saying it wasn't a double. I just, at this point in the match, you got to let him play.
Harmon swatting at that one. But a net violation against Grace anyway.
Good choice to go to Carmen behind there.
Ashton serving for Osseo. Schiller putting another one home down the line.
Schiller finding that home down the line that she likes so much. The Osseo defense is now pulling themselves off the line for some reason. The ball that they were digging in sets 1 and 2 is now falling.
Gagnon serving here for Grace. Sanders delivers for Osseo, 7-4.
Great set here. Hoyt with the jump set keeps Summers in a little bit longer than she probably wanted to. Sanders gets that seam and scores.
Sanders with the serve here for Osseo. They'll come outside. Summers trying to go cross court, but not close with that one. And the Orioles are within 2.
Again, she's not quite to that ball. Tries to go too much around it. Misses wide the other way.
Sanders, though, with a serving error for Osseo. So Grace's lead back to 3.
Sherman back into the game. Schiller to the back row to serve.
Outside they come to Bow. Schiller able to dig it up, and she'll get a swing from the back row.
Nice up by Kraler.
And get double contact called there against the Eagles, so 8-6.
Frustration from both coaches, the players involved, and the fans as well, as this ball gets called.
Dolly, she has been solid tonight. You're right earlier, you know, not always a go-to player, but she seems to make good things happen when she gets a chance.
Pekarek gives her way too much line there as she's able to bring that ball off the sideline into the cross court from outside Pekarek's arm.
Kraler serving here for Grace, up by 3. Bow misfiring into the net there.
Bow going for it, out assisting there. Live to fight another day.
Ruska to Gachaba and able to put that one home. Pretty good job by Ruska there. That pass wasn't that easy to handle, but got it where it needed to be.
Gachaba gets herself in the air, able to get up and go over the block there, who's a little late on the jump.
Bauer serving for Osseo. And put away there by Cruiser for Totino-Grace. They're playing with quite a bit of confidence for a team that trails 2-1 here.
That seems to be the black hole. People watch that corner drop quite a bit today.
Dolly the serve here for the Eagles. Pekarek has it dug up by Schiller. Here's Pekarek from the outside. Schiller gets there again. Schiller will roll this one into the middle. And Bow attacking and trying to time it was Cruiser, and actually ended up probably hurting things there as she got a piece of it.
Back row attack is probably the hardest ball to block because your timing's got to be so delayed from the attacker's jump to your jump because the ball's got to travel that extra 10 feet. Tough ball to block, and she gets tooled right there.
And Hoyt, though, gives the serve right back to Grace. Osseo, they seem to be the ones showing a little nerves here. It was a tense match all the way, but now it just feels like all of a sudden everything's been elevated. The crowd's much bigger, everybody's noisy, and it's really intense out there now. And Pekarek able to find some space there. Osseo to within 3 again.
Pekarek elevates so well here. Goes into that 5-6 seam. The block is decent, but she kind of goes over it there.
Pekarek with the serve. Cross to Schiller, and she has continued to work that line.
Absolutely true. Great swing by Schiller. You can tell it's her go-to shot, and it's scoring again here, so she's going to keep with it.
Long run, Bow got to it. And then an overpass, and Bow able to put that ball away. Osseo, the little things there, you get to a ball that looks like it might be down, and next thing you know, you've got a point.
And again, Bow went after the middle in the back row. Recognition, great job by her.
And Ashton with an ace, and Osseo's to within 13-11.
Kastenmeyer, the senior DS, showing a little bit of nerves here, it looks like. Schiller takes that one.
They come right back to Schiller, and familiar result, especially as the match has gotten later.
The line's open, the block isn't taking it away, the dig isn't, or the back row defender isn't taking it away. That ball's going to score until they make that change. They were digging her in set 1 and 2 and haven't been able to since. Keep going to the well.
Gagnon to serve here with a 3-point lead for Grace, trying to force a 5th set. Sanders is denied. Schiller and Summers were there. Schiller got most of it.
Sanders
yes, all of it, in fact.
Sanders hits this ball very much on the way down. Schiller does a great job of timing her block, pressing over and taking away the space that Sanders wants to hit.
Middle for Bo, and that is good. Osseo needed that one badly. I think they're back within 3.
Bo on the 2 ball. There's 4 hands up in front. That ball's got to get dug by Gagnon. She's got to get her hips towards the attacker and pop that ball up. Summers won't get the chance as it's whistled for yet another double contact.
Orioles to within 2. Sanders, a tough deep serve, just played by Kraler.
Picked up by Kassemeyer on the coverage ball, giving him a second chance.
Ruska tipping over. Now to Bo. Nice dig. And ultimately Dolly gets the point, and give a lot of credit to Kraler on that one too, though, for digging it up.
Kraler goes all-world defensively right now. That's a great play that doesn't get made by many high school players. Very impressed with her right now.
Back for Bo, and she will put it home. Gives a good nod of her head. Yep, that's what we got to go to. 16-14. And Bo, though, a crucial serving error there, and the Eagles up by 3. Kraler with the serve here for Totino-Grace. And Dolly with the block there on Pekarik, and the Eagles lead at 18-14. Timeout Osseo.
Great eyes by Dolly here, who goes up with Pekarik. Right hand strong, pressing back into the 6. Just beautiful blocking eyes and hands right there. Exactly what you're looking for at this point. How about it? 18-14 Totino. They're down 2-1. Good volleyball across. And what I love about this is it's teams earning points. It's team earning point after point after point. Good things happening. This probably my favorite thing that happens. The roller coaster cheer. Student sections are what make high school volleyball great in my mind. I do more on the club end of things, but when I come to these high school matches and watch these guys, this is the entertaining stuff right here. It's good stuff. Gagnon all smiles as she comes back on the court. Her team up 18-14.
You know, not that I expected different necessarily, but Totino-Grace, I think you have to give them some credit for coming out and playing with confidence in this 4th set. You didn't get the sense that they were frightened that they were about to be eliminated, even though that could have been the case.
And more importantly, you see how that 3rd set ended on an ace that they weren't quite sure of, and they've come back, and those kids are fired up right now.
And net violation there on Osseo as Ruska tried to play that ball that was tight to the net. So 19-14 Grace. Eagles leading by 5 as they serve. Too long with that one, and Grace goes up 20-14. Push toward the corner. Eagles will get an opportunity here. They come middle with it. Auer with a nice dig. Gachab off the block, but another solid dig there by Kraler. Dolly tips over the block. Bo reaches it. Sherman off the block and good, and they're up by 7.
The Sherman tank over here just delivering again and again off the block this time. Wants the ball. Whole team's excited.
Out for Pekarik. And a net violation here will give Osseo the point.
Again, the argument is that might have been the ball. Either way, 15-21, Osseo serving. Auer with the heavy jump spinner here.
Official gave Coach Cole an explanation, and her response was just to shake her head no. And the Eagles unable to control that one, so Osseo not done just yet. It sure looked like they were going to be. And Grace still with a 5-point lead, but there's Dolly off the block. Sanders there, though, for the coverage. Now McCarrick.
Schiller out of the back row, off speed.
Sanders an overpass there, and Sherman wipes it to the outside.
Sherman, the junior, having a nice match right now. Takes advantage of Sanders' overpass.
Dolly serving with a 6-point lead for Grace. Sherman. Now they'll come to the middle to Carmen, and that one is wide. And Grace, everything rolling their way. When it got to 7 a moment ago, I was almost like, I don't know how to add this high. It's never been this big of a margin all night.
Got a good set here to Carmen. Carmen, who's a little tight to the net, doesn't get a chance to finish her arm swing. Hits that ball deep and wide to the left. Osseo in trouble here, 23-16. Although 24-19 is a bigger hole than 23-16, and they were able to do that. So we'll see what happens here. Totino's got all the momentum. They've got Dolly at the line. They've still got Schiller in the back row, but when they get a side out, that'll put her in the front row, I believe. Everything in a good rhythm, in a good place right now for the Eagles. For the Orioles, on the other hand, they're kind of looking around, trying to figure out who's going to take the lead, who's going to step up and deliver. Maybe not this set, but they need a little bit of momentum to go into set 5, to say the least.
I was thinking the same coming out of this timeout. If you're Grace, I mean, obviously you'd be happy winning this no matter how it happens, but I think for them, they would like to keep the foot on the gas and take 2 in a row quick here and make Osseo really be thinking about it. Dolly the serve. Long run for Ruska, and double contact there, 24-16. The Eagles' momentum continues. Dolly trying to force a 5th set. Here's McCarrick, and she'll get the kill for Osseo. They live to play on, but no margin for error right now.
White back to serve. Served the game winner last time. Let's see how many she's got in her arm here.
Dolly to Sherman into the tape. Point for the Orioles.
One of my least favorite things is when the bench points up, we just need one more. What we want to see as a coach and as players, you want to take the ball now.
And a serving error for Hoyt will give the 4th set to Totino-Grace as they win at 25-18. And seems fitting, we're going to go to a 5th here in our first semifinal. Osseo 2 and Totino-Grace 2. The 5th set to decide it is up next here on 12 Sports.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Osseo and Totino-Grace even at 2 apiece. It's been tight all the way throughout, and the Eagles seemingly have a little momentum coming out of the 4th, but that doesn't always translate into the fifth, and that's what Osseo is hoping right now, that they can kind of shake it off and be back to playing good volleyball.
Yeah, it's about nerves right now. You can see right now, both sides, everybody. I just can't get over Sanders right now. Walking up, grabbing kids, moving them around, reminding everybody, hey, we're all right, everybody relax, good things are happening. Just good stuff right now. The energy on both sides is really positive, really good. Let's play.
Hoyt to serve to begin the fifth. Schiller smokes it home, and the Eagles take a 1-0 lead. How much does it change things mentally when we're only playing to 15 rather than having a little time to recover from a slow start?
Well, especially after the first two sets we saw, you're going to need to play a lot quicker than you did. Sets to 15, you want the first three. You want two of the first three, get momentum on your side early, and go from there.
Pekarek just barely getting to that one to roll it over. Now Schiller will do the same. Pekarek come outside to Schiller. Pekarek's ball off the ceiling, but they recover.
Great hands.
Schiller will get another crack at it. Wow, almost ate Pekarek up, but she stayed with it. And Sanders gets the point. Give Pekarek some credit. That one about knocked her over, but she's kept the ball up.
Pekarek and Schiller hit at each other 6 balls in a row right there before we finally had the back set to Sanders to end the point.
Pekarek serving here, evened up at 1 apiece. Tough ball there for Schiller, just on the run. A little joust for it there, and now the Eagles will come right back to Schiller and misfired. That almost felt like a tired approach there. I mean, she had had so many balls back and forth and just kind of had run out of steam, it seemed like, by that point.
Yeah, she's trying to end the point right there on a ball that isn't really where she needs it.
Outside for Schiller again, cross court but wide, and Osseo will secure the point, go up by 2.
Two errors in a row.
Pekarek delivers an ace, and Osseo, well, just like I talked about, sometimes you think momentum's going to carry over, but how you're able to shake it off, and Osseo just calmly comes back out, takes control.
Uh-oh. Nice
Sanders
cover.
trying to put that one away, and then Summers trying to take a big swing at that one, and Osseo's up 5-1, timeout Grace.
Great job by Kastenmeier to cover that ball up. Summers tries to catch him off guard and send it over on 2. Not going to clear the net there. We got a 5-1 lead for Osseo with all the momentum and all the energy from the entire gym, it seems like, going Osseo's way. Totino's going to come off here. We're going to see more of Schiller. We've got to. She's got to be the one that scores the next few points for this team. If they're going to win, it's got to come off her arm.
Osseo, obviously, the Maple Grove match, I mean, it's hard for it to get any scarier than that was. So you know that in this situation, they're not gonna just fold it up.
Kwan's still talking to his crew here, making sure they're all on the same page on how we separate ourselves even more. It's not first to 5 here, it's first to 15, so they want to come out and keep going at them.
Pekarek serving again here for the Orioles. Dolly comes right back to Summers, but dug up by Auer. Here is Schiller. Pekarek, a nice dig though. And Bo will put it away. Pekarek has been a little bit up and down tonight, but she's coming through with some clutch plays, none bigger than this.
That's a great dig. Good read on where Schiller wants to go with this ball. Bo goes cross court, catches Schiller with an open hip.
Tough pass to the net there, and Summers is able to get it done.
Ball is set tight, almost over, and Summers just muscles it through. Gagnon back to serve here, needing a run to get her team back in it.
I'm going to say an understatement to say they needed that point. They couldn't afford to fall behind too much more. But she gives the serve right back to Osseo. Gagnon has been good with the serve tonight, but not on that one. So Ashton will serve here for Osseo, leading 7-2. Schiller will have to send it over.
On 2.
And Bo gets the kill. Split it right between Trailer and Kastenmeier.
Good swing again over the block. I think Summers got a touch on that ball, kind of redirecting it a little bit, causing more problems. Right now, everything going Osseo's way. They're firing on all cylinders, would be putting it lightly. On the other side, Totino kind of licking their wounds, looking around a little bit, trying to figure out who's going to make the next play. At this point in the match, if you're Totino, I don't care who you are, the answer to that question is I'm going to make the next play. If you're not ready to make that play, you need to let the coach know, and somebody else will go in there who wants it. Aggressive volleyball, aggressive volleyball. That's all that coach should be preaching about right now. If you're Quan on the Osseo side, you're talking about, hey, let's stay relaxed. Let's do what got us to this point. Serve tough, block well, work hard in transition. Good things happen to those that work hard.
Ashton back at the service line here for the Orioles. They'll come to Summers, but that one's blocked. And Schiller will get the next crack. That one is also blocked. Sanders and Gachaba there. Osseo up 9-2.
Good vision here. Back set. The ball is inside. Sanders does a great job of coming in, getting hip to hip with Gachaba. Great block.
Schiller firing away and puts that one home for the Eagles. They need to just chip away here, but down 9-3.
Good swing down the line. No move from Ashton there. Leaving a whole lot of real estate for Schiller, who's back to serve now, down 3-9.
Oh, that ball I think would have been headed out. Pekarek will have to try and send it over, and does. Dolly off the block, but dug up. Sanders a long run, and Bo will get a chance. Dolly sending it over. Sanders leaning back, able to play that one. Now Schiller from the back. And Gachaba times it perfectly.
Great block by Gachaba there. I thought we were going to be in trouble early. Here we got Schiller out of the back row. Gachaba delays her block and gets it. The last rally that went over, Sanders was going to come in and actually set that ball, and then got set instead, causing a little bit of problem there. Sanders with a missed serve, still all smiles. Her team up 10-4.
Trailer to serve here for Totino-Grace. Near collision there. Gachaba gets a swing on that one. Now Sherman just barely gets that one over. A little bit of a miss hit, but it'll count. Dropped it in. It's 10-5.
Great swing here by Sherman. She goes off speed, kind of gets it off the side of her hand. And to quote Moneyball, we don't care how they get on base. We just need them on base. That's 1 point, one at a time.
Nice dig by Schiller. Now Sherman. Again, may have been out, but played by Pekarek. Bo well wide with that one, and Grace fighting back in.
Ball is out of system. Bo tries to do a lot with a little and has a hitting error as the result.
See if Osseo starts to feel the pressure a little bit here. Bo just wide with that one, and it's 10-7. Timeout, Bill Quan.
Everybody breathe. That's all. If I'm Quan, that's all I'm saying right now. Let's see this last point again here. Pass is okay, not great. Bo's got to just put that ball in play instead of trying to score there. The team's up 4. Just put it in play. See what they give us back. Quan right now probably talking to the athletes in a little bit here about just relax and do what got you here. Okay, just like we talked about during Totino's first time out, we're serving tough, we're digging well, and we're working hard in transition. Those 3 keys. You want to win, you got to outwork. And right now they're trying to do a lot with a little offensively. Got to work our feet with the pass and go from there. Totino feeling comfortable again, knowing they're still down 3. They got to go 8 before 5 here in order to win this set. But on a little bit of a run of their own. We'll see what happens off this timeout.
Kraler ready to serve again for Grace here. They are down 10-7, but certainly have a little bit of momentum in their favor right now. To the middle for Bo. Dolly able to keep that ball alive. Osseo will get a scoring chance here, though, and it's going to drop just wide on a missed pass there, and it's 10-8.
Tried to take that dig over on 2. Ball went over the net. Bo not able to get to it. I don't think Dolly even saw the ball. She was on the hitter.
Ruska goes to Gachaba. That one's into the net, and Grace has stormed back in this one. They're within 10-9.
Good choice. Gachaba just mishandles it. She's a little late on the jump here, and we're within 1 point.
Here's Bo. Schiller cutting in to play that one. Sherman firing, but Pekarik digs it up. Outside to Sherman, and that one's good. We're even at 10.
Wow. Great volley. Sherman here deciding she wants to go up and over a late jump. That ball's in the 1-6 seam. We got another timeout for Osseo. 10-10, 1 game to 5. Why wouldn't we, right? It's been great volleyball, high intensity. I mean, set 4 was a little bit of a blowout, but everything else has been tight all the way through. We're right where we want to be right now. Glad you guys are here watching this with us, along with it seems like unlimited fans that just keep pouring in the door here. Those fans that were coming for the Champlin-Blaine match are already early and excited for the volleyball they're getting to watch at this point. 10-10, set 5. Where else would you want to be right now?
You know, you looked at the fact that they played a close one the first time. The records are about the same. The seeds are about the same. And you think it'll be close, but a lot of times it doesn't quite pan out. But tonight we've gotten everything we could have asked for and more. And it sure looked like Totino-Grace was down for the count here early in this 5th set, but they have fought back hard. However, Osseo says, well, we've got an opportunity to do the same and come back here. And they're not going to do it like that, though. 11-10, Grace surges in front.
Good serve, miscommunication with the setter and Gachaba. Whole lot of trouble. Pekarik, high ball to Bo.
Dug up there and attacked and put away by Cruiser. Wasn't the most artistic, but it'll work.
Cruiser on 2 here. Gachaba not strong with her hands and shoulders, gets beat back. 12-10, it's all Totino right now.
And Bo stems the tide though and gets Osseo back to within 1.
Bo's just angry on this swing. She goes up, block isn't nearly close enough to the antenna, and she goes at about 12 feet.
Bo serving here. And this one put away by Cruiser as Grace doesn't let that little stoppage by Osseo hurt their momentum.
You see Gachaba's eyes on the setter the whole time. She doesn't find her middle until it's too late. Dolly back to serve, up 13-11 in the 5th.
They come to Pekarik, and she'll score it. Good effort, but Kraler couldn't control that dig. 13-12.
Big swing by Pekarik. And our favorite behind the service line, nobody you'd rather have than our. Oh no, and she misses.
14-12. Totino-Grace with a chance to rally back and win this one. It looked like Osseo was just going to pull away in the 5th. Kastenmeyer to serve. And there's a double contact call, and Totino-Grace will win it. 15-12 in the 5th. What a match here tonight in our first semifinal, Andy.
Great volleyball. You see the excitement and the joy on the Totino-Grace Eagles players' faces, and on the other side, just heartbreak for Osseo. How those seniors are going to handle this, I don't know. It was a heck of a season. It was a great run for Osseo. Unfortunately, their season is over. For Totino and first-year coach Kayla Cole on to the section championship on Saturday at Anoka High School. What a great match. Glad you were here with us. Thanks for watching.
So Osseo, the defending champion of Section 5, eliminated here tonight on this last point, and so we will definitely have a new champion in this section. The Champlin Park Blaine semifinal is following here on this court. You can watch for that one on 12 Sports as well. What a thriller. It's Totino-Grace winning it in 5. So again, the Eagles move on to the section final. For Andy Gugesberg and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night for now from Champlin Park High School.